Okay, I wanted to make a couple points on the new X-H1 Fuji versus the X-T2. I noticed that nobody else has made mention of this, and that is the actual joystick on the X-H1 does stick out considerably more than it does on the X-T2. Here you can actually see the difference in the grip profiles between the X-H1 and the X-T2. One of the reasons that I use the vertical grip all the time on the X-T2 is while the X-T2 is perfectly fine for hand holding, you don't actually have a DSLR profile grip. I can actually, the best way, and I've been using the X-H1 now for quite a few days, so it's not like I just got the X-H1. One of the things I can actually say about the X-H1 as far as its ergonomics is that it is like a miniature D500. It's like a miniature, perfect DSLR. I have the large AF on buttons. Also, too, the knurling on the two dual dials, as opposed to the X-T2, is not only shorter, but it's pyramidal. Means it actually slopes towards the center. It's not as wide in diameter and radius on the top as it is towards the base. I wanted to actually show you the grip profile. One of the things that makes the X-H1 so wonderful to use is a middle finger cutout here, and also the grip profile on the X-H1 is extremely comfortable. Other than having the headphone jack, the monitor jack, and the 30 minutes record time, the actual ergonomic profile of the X-H1 is incredibly nice. One of the first things that I actually noticed on the X-H1, well, one of several things, is how lightweight it is. Everybody kept talking about how large it is. This is the only Fuji that I know of that I can actually do the same thing as I can with my DSLRs. I've actually got enough of a profile on the grip that I can grasp it like that. Importantly, as opposed to the X-T2, that people would notice, is that anybody who gets the X-H1 will notice is that unlike the firm resistance where you know where the shutter release will break on the X-T2 and every other Fujifilm shutter release, there's a new leaf spring on the X-H1. And a lot of people will actually, when they start first messing with it, notice that they'll actually fire a shot off without realizing it. It will actually break over without them noticing it. There's no actually firm point where you notice, oh, the shutter is about to release. You won't notice that. Here's the illuminated sub display, same as found on the Fujifilm GFX. Also, too, the shutter release is incredibly quiet on the X-H1. Right now I'm actually in video record mode. That's why I wasn't, there we go, releasing the shutter on the X-H1. It's so quiet. It's extremely quiet, very stealthy. I can actually say, God knows I've used more digital cameras than basically anybody, is that the other than the leaf shutter, which is a mechanical shutter like on the X100F, which is incredibly quiet, as far as a dual two-curtain conventional shutter curtain, this is the quietest, the most stealthy conventional shutter curtain of any other digital camera out there. It really is incredibly quiet. Ergonomics too. You see on the eye cup. Really great grip profile with a large AF on button. Also too, they actually changed, well, it actually swings out the same way on the X-H1. There is a different latch mechanism for swiveling out the screen, not tilting it, but swiveling it out instead of the conventional knurled latch on the X-T2. We actually have an indent latch on the X-H1. The X-H1 is made in Japan, by the way. It is incredibly beefy. Let me turn it off here. Also, too, I've recharged the battery on the X-H1 quite a few times, and I can actually say my estimation, my rough estimation, is that the XT2, excuse me, the X-H1 chomps through the batteries, even in conventional power saving mode with the proper viewfinder mode, view mode selected, chomps through batteries about 25% faster than the XT2. That's my rough conclusion, is roughly 20 to 25% faster battery usage. And that is in shooting in image stabilization mode, shooting only, where the actual IBIS mechanism only engages at the last millisecond of half press of the shutter release before taking the shot. Not continuous IBIS, which obviously does consume more power, but in shooting mode, as Fujifilm calls it. This is the first and best Fujifilm ergonomic profile without a vertical grip that I can actually say that I truly, truly love. I love the XT2, but I don't particularly like its grip profile without the vertical grip. The X-H1, while certainly you do need it for 30 minutes of record time, I absolutely love the ergonomic DSLR, basically a miniature DSLR, mini DSLR grip profile on the X-H1. Anyway, been testing for quite a long time, a lot of time on the X-H1, taking a lot of pictures, and let me know what questions you have on the X-H1, and I'll be getting into comparison and direct analysis as far as who the X-H1 is for. Basically a hybrid mini DSLR profile. Mirrorless camera from Fujifilm with a lot of advanced features. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.